Jason Thornburg, you have been adjudged by a jury to be guilty of capital murder, and the juror has answered the special issues, making it mandatory that your punishment be death. Therefore, this court sentences you, Jason Allen Thornburg, to death.
Once again, it's Murder and Mayhem Monday. Welcome back. My name is Franklin James, the serial author, and I hope you all have a mayhem-less week. Now, today we'll be diving into a chilling case that shocked even the most seasoned investigators in Texas. A case that involves a man who saw himself as divinely guided, and he left a trail of death and fire in his wake. This is the chilling story of Jason Thornburg, a quiet neighbor, a so-called handyman, and a self-proclaimed God-ordained killer. But what drove Jason Thornburg to commit such heinous crimes? And how was he able to stay under the radar? Let's examine his motives and victimology to determine what turned him into a killer. On September 22nd, 2021, Fort Worth firefighters responded to a dumpster fire behind a small business off Bonnie Drive. But aside from charred trash and various debris, they discovered human remains that were dismembered and stuffed in plastic bags. The victims were David Luetas, Lauren Phillips, and Maricruz Mathis. And the authorities were stunned by the sheer brutality of the murders. Within 48 hours, thanks to surveillance footage and local tips, the police had a suspect, Jason Thornburg. Now, at the time of the murders, Jason Thornburg was 41 years old. He was a licensed electrician's apprentice, a missionary, and by all accounts, a quiet man. Yet beneath that quiet facade was something darker, something no one could foresee. And despite his obsession with religion, Jason Thornburg was battling inner demons. Jason Thornburg believed that he was chosen by God to sacrifice people, making him a visionary killer, someone who believes they're acting on behalf of a higher power or dissociative voice. And in his confession, he told authorities that he actually killed 5 people, including his own roommate and girlfriend. He said that he was cleansing the world. Now, from a psychological perspective, Jason Thornburg's case, it raises red flags in multiple directions. What we're likely seeing here is a delusional disorder with religious themes, potentially schizoaffective disorder, which involves losing contact with reality and mood disturbances, or even psychosis linked to delusions of grandeur. Jason Thornburg genuinely believed that he was following divine orders, and his victim selection wasn't random. He claimed they were destined for sacrifice. He lured them in and then killed them, often by slitting their throats, and then he would dismember their bodies. And the fire, in his words, was symbolic, a purification ritual. Individuals experiencing religious delusions may feel an overwhelming sense of duty or mission. It's not about rage or impulse. It's about conviction, which makes them incredibly dangerous because deep down they feel like they're right. So whatever they did, they had to do. Jason Thornburg didn't resist arrest. In fact, he confessed in chilling detail. He spoke calmly and almost reverently about the killings. He even described how he practiced dismemberment beforehand in preparation. I mean, this level of composure, combined with his gruesome crimes, suggests a disconnect from empathy. And these traits are seen in antisocial or psychopathic profiles. However, Thornburg's belief system separates him from typical serial killer archetypes. For him, it wasn't about pleasure. It wasn't even personal. It was a ritual. It was a mission given to him by God. He also claimed he killed his girlfriend in Arizona in 2017 by slitting her throat in a hotel room. But the death was ruled an accident at the time. He also confessed to killing his roommate in May 2021, placing the body in a trash bin. And if you're like me, I'm sure you're asking yourself, why wasn't he caught earlier? How did he not show up on the police's radar? Well, authorities now believe that Thornburg's soft spoken nature and transient lifestyle allowed him to evade suspicion. But as his delusions deepened, so did the frequency and the brutality of his killings. Yet in the end, Jason Thornburg was arrested in 2021, shortly after killing his last three victims, and he was charged with capital murder. He was convicted on November 20th, 2024, and sentenced to death. Jason Thornburg's case is a haunting reminder that not all killers display visible signs of darkness. Some believe they're on a mission from God, and when conviction meets pathology, the results can be catastrophic. But I want to thank you all for tuning in. And I do ask that you stab that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about the chilling case of Jason Thornburg. Share this video out there, hit that bell for notifications, and if possible, avoid mayhem.